Right now, Janesville School Board is moving forward with plans to have students back in class this fall. What that could look like for your students and why this plan is unique.
Plus, it's tax day, how the pandemic is changing filings, and what you can do to prepare for next year.
And there are a few showers and thunderstorms lingering this morning across southern Wisconsin. More on the way for the afternoon. All the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us on this July 15th. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. New this morning, the Janesville School Board is moving forward with reentry plans. Now, in their plan, in-person learning will be the default. Parents can opt out. They can choose all online or hybrid attendance. A recent survey did show that more than 80% of Rock County parents support sending their kids back to school this fall.
The Madison School District is asking parents their thoughts on a return to the classroom this fall. Like most schools, MMSD says it's making a master plan that has the flexibility to shift direction as the course of the virus changes. Their three scenarios include all in-person instruction, all virtual instruction, and a hybrid, with the thought that the hybrid will most likely become the reality here. Parents like Heather Driscoll have concerns about sending students and teachers back into the classroom at all, even for just a couple of days a week, while these COVID numbers remain high.
Thinking about the mental health impacts it would have on children who are having to be in that sort of rigid environment where they can't get near their classmates and they have to keep a distance.
Now, Driscoll says she'd like to hear teacher input on the reentry plan before it's voted on. MMSD says it will incorporate guidance from the Public Health, Madison, and Dane County Department once it's made available.
There's a new task force working now to address broadband internet access in Wisconsin. Access to broadband has been a big problem in this state for a while. Lawmakers from both parties have tried to fix it. Now, in a recent announcement, Governor Evers says this new task force is meant to find creative policy proposals that lawmakers can use to fix the broadband issues, especially for people in rural areas.
Overnight, as Wisconsin schools shifted to virtual learning and a large number of people began working remotely, we changed how we live, work, and learn in order to adapt to this virus, which has highlighted the digital divide in our state.
The task force is made up of more than 20 people from both political parties and from different backgrounds. Their first meeting is later this summer. They will produce annual reports.
Health officials confirm more than 900 new COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin in just the last 24 hours. While that's not as high as Saturday's record-breaking 926 cases, it's a substantial increase compared to single-day reports from earlier on in the pandemic. In the past week alone, DHS officials say the state has had more than 5,000 new cases. The director for the CDC says the country could get COVID-19 under control in 2 months or less if everyone wears a mask. In an interview with the Journal of the American Medical Association, Director Robert Redfield says the country could control the virus in 4 to 8 weeks with everybody wearing face coverings. Redfield says this won't end the spread of the disease, but it would bring down the number of rising cases. The CDC says most Americans did start to wear masks after it recommended them in April.
Hospital data on coronavirus patients will no longer be sent straight to the CDC. Instead, it'll go to the Department of Health and Human Services. Officials at HHS, the parent agency of the CDC, says the CDC's database cannot store and process the necessary information. Four former CDC directors are arguing, though, against that decision. They say it's a political move at a time when the White House wants to reopen schools. An internal CDC document obtained by the New York Times calls reopening schools the highest risk for the spread of the virus. The CDC's database is accessible to the public, while HHS keeps its database private.
Doctors in France believe they may have found the first case of a baby infected with COVID-19 in the womb. A baby in Paris tested positive for the virus just an hour after its birth. That baby was born back in March. Its mother had tested positive 3 days before the birth. The baby was tested multiple times and tested positive for at least 18 days. Doctors say this is proof that transmission to unborn children is possible, though they're not sure exactly how that happens yet.
Now to a coronavirus vaccine being developed in the U.S. that is showing some promising results. A report in the New England Journal of Medicine shows Moderna's vaccine boosted immune response in all volunteers who received it. Patients had levels of antibodies similar to those who naturally recovered from COVID-19. The vaccine will now move into phase 3 later this month. Moderna says it'll be ready to deliver up to 1 billion doses a year starting in 2021. CBS This Morning will have more on this development at the top of the hour.
The UW School of Medicine and Public Health says it will conduct 3 clinical trials for a new COVID-19 treatment. Researchers there are evaluating an antibody cocktail created by a New York-based pharmaceutical company. It's made up of virus-neutralizing antibodies from genetically modified mice, as well as antibodies from humans who have recovered from COVID-19. Recruitment for the trials will start immediately. The goal, enrolling 30 to 50 people per trial here in Madison.
6:05 right now. I'm Josh Ryder with meteorologist Hattie McLean in the Weather Center. Hattie, good to have you back, and you've got quite the pictures coming in this morning.
Yeah, nice to be back, Josh. We did have quite an active night weather-wise across southern Wisconsin. Take a look at this picture. Kathleen caught the lightning on camera as she watched the storms roll through Sun Prairie last night. Lots of lightning again possible today. Now, here's a look at high-resolution radar centered on Madison and the eastern part of Dane County. Heaviest rain now moving just east of Dane County, but still north of the interstate. So pretty heavy rain possible if you're headed out along the interstate towards Milwaukee this morning. Another little storm developing just south of Madison this morning, moving off to the east-northeast. No lightning right now with that particular storm, but a brief heavy downpour is possible. Let's take a wider view across southern Wisconsin, and you'll see that we have seen some patchy shower activity to our north and west, but generally things are quieting down, at least for the time being. If we zoom the map out even more, you can see that there's a large cluster of storms south of Omaha, rolling through northern parts of Missouri, southern parts of Iowa. All this activity is along a stalled front that reaches up into southern Wisconsin. So I do expect some more development as we head towards the afternoon. As far as severe weather is concerned, the risk is relatively low for us here in southern Wisconsin. By St. Louis, there's an enhanced risk, just a marginal risk for the south central and southeastern part of the state. The main threats for us, I think, are going to be some heavy rain and some frequent cloud to ground lightning. Now, our temperatures early this morning, 72 here in Madison. Surely didn't cool us down with that rain overnight. 70 in Janesville. It's 66 in the Dells. Dew points are going to stay high today, hovering right around 70 degrees for far southern Wisconsin. So very muggy conditions right into the afternoon and evening. Your future track forecast model says that there'll likely be a couple of dry hours this morning. That'll be your best chance to be outside as we head towards the afternoon. Those showers and thunderstorms return, and again from Madison and Dane County, all points to the south and east, that's your best chance to see widespread rain later on today. All this activity, though, will clear the area this evening. Our future track precipitation potential could be pretty high, up close to 3/4 of an inch here in Madison. Higher amounts over an inch possible to the east. Your extended forecast calls for dry weather but warmer conditions. The humidity sticks around, and we are talking alert days on Saturday and Sunday. Highs will be in the 90s, but we could be talking heat index values in the triple digits.
Well, it's hot, Hattie.
It certainly is.
All right, thanks for the heads up.
Developing right now, former Attorney General Jeff Sessions is endorsing his opponent after losing in Alabama's primary for Senate. Sessions conceded the GOP primary in Alabama to former Auburn University football coach Tommy Tuberville. Tuberville was endorsed by President Trump and will now move on to face incumbent Senator Doug Jones, a Democrat, in November. Sessions was a senator before joining the Trump administration. He was the first Senate member to support Trump while he was running for the Republican presidential nomination. He was fired from the Attorney General back in 2018.
The Pentagon says U.S. troops are no longer stationed in 5 Afghan bases. The move is part of an agreement made between the U.S. and the Taliban earlier this year. The deal laid out a 14-month timetable for the withdrawal of U.S. military forces, its allies, and coalition partners. The military has also reduced the size of American forces in that country. The Pentagon did not say how many service members were a part of this withdrawal. They do say more than 8,000 still remain in the country.
President Trump will head to Atlanta today to talk about his plan for rebuilding America's infrastructure. The policy calls for speeding up infrastructure projects across the country, including the review of Georgia's I-75 land expansion project. Since taking office, President Trump has made 9 trips to Georgia. This is his 6th trip to Atlanta.
6:09 right now on your Wednesday morning. We do have a new crash into the traffic center this morning. This is just on the southwest side of the Madison Metro between Verona and Fitchburg. You can see along Maple Grove Drive that accident at Nesbitt Road. No delays to speak of right now, but this just came in, so we'll keep an eye on that. The rest of your commute looking pretty good this morning. There's your inbound drive times, moving at posted speeds. That's your first warn traffic.
6:09 now. The coronavirus bringing some changes to your tax forms. We'll tell you how that could affect your filing next year, just ahead.
And State Street businesses are getting some relief after they were damaged earlier this summer, rather. How the community helped make that possible. Next, stay with us. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Social distancing and family quarantines are a jarring reality for kids. It's a big adjustment, so it's important that we adults do what we can to help them navigate this new normal. Encourage your kids to ask questions and give them honest, age-appropriate answers. Show them things that they can do to regain some control. And above all, reassure them that their safety is your top priority.
Now more than ever, SSM Health and News 3 Now encourage you to take time for kids.
Celebrate the freedom of a great night's sleep and save big during the extended July 4th sale at Denver Mattress. Sleep cool all night long and save up to $500 on the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur-Breeze. Check out the budget-friendly queen-size Summit Firm, now only $189.99. Plus 4 years, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate Casper's arrival at Denver Mattress, score special savings on all Casper mattresses and accessories. Hurry, the extended July 4th sale at Denver Mattress ends Thursday.
Home is dancing because no one's watching. Home is a reason to disturb the peace. Home is laughter. Home is where heads come to rest. A place to let go and a place to find again. At Stanley Steamer, we love home, and we know that a clean home is a healthy home. We're ready when you are.
You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. At the Magic Wash, at the Magic Wash. Whoa.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites and always a smile.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Welcome back at 6:13. Breaking overnight, 87 people were arrested in Kentucky during protests outside that state's attorney general's home. Protesters were demanding charges be filed against the officers responsible for the shooting death of Breonna Taylor. They sat on the attorney general's lawn after marching from a local high school. Police asked the protesters to leave. Those who did not were arrested without incident. Those arrested are each facing 3 charges this morning, including trespassing and intimidation.
The Madison Police Department is asking for your help this morning identifying the people suspected of attacking a state senator last month. This is from June 23rd. It was a night of violent demonstrations downtown. Senator Tim Carpenter said that he was trying to take a picture of a group of protesters who then beat him up. Carpenter had to have surgery. He is expected to make a full recovery. Police want you to take a good look at these pictures, though, on your screen right now. If you recognize anyone in these photos, call police.
State Street businesses are getting some relief this morning thanks to a community fundraiser following riots earlier this summer. Community members raised $160,000 in the 2 weeks after those riots. That money is now going to 60 businesses in the State Street area to help with damage and insurance deductibles.
And we're really, really excited that everyone who applied got funding at the level at almost the levels they asked for.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, that is going to be able to help us, replace the windows, thanks to the Madison community and the Boys and Girls Club.
In addition to those businesses, the Central Business Improvement District, the Black Chamber of Commerce, and Latino Chamber of Commerce are each getting $10,000 from that fundraiser.
More than 90% of people have already filed their taxes this year, but for the 10% of you that haven't, here's a reminder that today is the tax deadline.
Yes, so even if you've already filed, though, there are some changes for next year's taxes you should start preparing for now. The CARES Act actually addresses some of the hardships people are experiencing this year, and that could lower the burden for you next year.
So here are some of what's changed. To make sure charitable donations didn't dry up during the pandemic, those of you taking the standard deduction will still be able to deduct an additional $300 in charitable cash contributions on next year's tax return.
If you or your parents are retired, they might see a lower tax bill too. The required minimum distributions that count as income are being waived, meaning less taxable income when they file next year.
So not related to the CARES Act, but still pretty important to mention, if you're taking unemployment this year, that will be taxed on next year's return. If you want to avoid a big payment next year, you can elect to have 10% taken out from those unemployment payments and pay those taxes now.
The governor of the Federal Reserve is putting out a warning this morning, saying the economy is slowing down once again. She says the hiring and spending boom from the last few months is likely because of places reopening, and that the spikes in cases attributed to reopening is causing the slowdown. The Fed warns if the outbreak continues to grow worse, we could see a double-dip recession in the fall. And researchers at UCLA, meanwhile, say the U.S. isn't in a recession, but a depression. In a quarterly research report, the school's senior economist says the impacts of COVID-19 go well beyond a recession. MarketWatch reports the country's economy could dip by 42% by the end of the year. They also predict that the economy may not recover until 2023. That could change, though, depending on the effectiveness of vaccines. If it is effective, research says things could begin to improve as soon as next year.
A new lawsuit is calling out Google, saying the company is monitoring you even if you turn off its tracking settings. The data privacy suit alleges that Google software used in apps is intercepting the apps we use, what we're using them for, and any personal information within the app. According to Reuters, that software is part of a system that apps use to send notifications and monitor glitches. The lawsuit says that even when users follow Google's instructions on opting out of tracking, it is still happening. Google has not yet responded to these allegations for the filing. Well, if you have an iPhone, you can now submit claims for part of a $500 million settlement. The settlement is from a years-long legal battle where Apple admitted that it used software updates to purposely slow down its phones. The company said it did so to protect phones with older batteries. Many owners believe, though, it was a ploy to nudge them to buy newer, faster models. People who purchased iPhone 6 or 7 models before December 21st, 2017 are entitled to receive $25 per affected device. Those claims must be filed by October 6th. I have posted a link that explains how to do that on my Facebook page.
A new shopping cart from Amazon could make your trip to the grocery store faster and help with social distancing.
This is kind of cool.
It is cool. This is the Dash Cart. Looks like a regular shopping cart, right? But inside there are computer sensors that are able to scan the items you pick out. Shoppers can skip the checkout line, head straight for the exit instead, because the price of the groceries will be automatically charged to a credit card that's linked to your Amazon account. The carts will be launched at a California grocery store later this year.
Breaking overnight, Viacom CBS is cutting ties with Nick Cannon after he was heard making anti-Semitic comments. Those comments were made on his podcast, Cannon's Class, where he shared anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Viacom CBS says it does not condone bigotry and denounces all anti-Semitism. Cannon says he also does not condone hate speech and its spread, and that he takes full responsibility. Just about 6:19 this morning, Hattie's got a check of the weather, and after a noisy night, a little quieter right now, Hattie.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a break here, Josh. Take a live look from our WIC-TV sky camera. This is looking to the west, pretty cloudy this morning, but a little bit of a break in the rainfall for most of us this morning. One lone shower working its way south of Madison. The rest of the activity quickly moving off to the east. Here's a look at our rain chances today, though. If you're headed out, you might want to grab that umbrella. There is a chance this morning that you could see a few showers. Better chances, though, for the afternoon into into the evening time frame today, we're expected to see more widespread rain across southern Wisconsin, especially areas east of Madison. The rain chances diminish as the sun sets, and by tomorrow morning, we're back to dry weather. Here's a look at where we start this morning. It's a very muggy and mild start to the day, as mild as 73 in Platteville, 72 in Mineral Point, and here in Madison, 70 this morning in Janesville. Our temperatures will climb today, not as warm as they were yesterday, only topping at 78 degrees later on this afternoon, but it is still going to stay quite muggy through the day. Again, expect those showers and thunderstorms to return for the afternoon and evening hours, so pay close attention to the radar if you have outdoor plans later on today. Temperatures again topping in the upper 70s. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk more about those warming temperatures that we're expecting for the upcoming weekend.
Okay, thanks, Hattie. So speaking of warming up, Earth is on a hot streak. Last month was tied with 2015 for the third hottest June on record. NOAA says only June 2016 and 19 were warmer. 2016 was the warmest year on record, but NOAA says there's a 35% chance that 2020 could beat it, and that's only looking at the first 5 months of the year.
Burger King wants to lower its contribution to methane gas by feeding its cows a healthier diet. The idea is that will help limit how much gas the cows release into the environment. The cows are being fed 100 grams of lemongrass daily. Burger King says that can help cut emissions by 33% every day. Methane is released when cows pass gas. And we know methane contributes to climate change. Restaurants in some cities are already serving the lemongrass beef whoppers.
All right, 6:21 right now. Still ahead for us on this Wednesday. We've got to look at a new streaming service that won't impact your wallet.
And coming up in the next half hour, what child care centers say they need help with to make it through the pandemic.
Stay with us. News 3 Now this morning. I'll be right back.
We're celebrating the re-grand opening sale now at Ashley Home Store. We've partnered with the best mattress brands to bring you grand opening savings up to 60% off. Plus, no interest financing for up to 6 years. Shop your way in store or online during the re-grand opening savings event. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Bathing safety is essential, so call Mad City Baths for high-quality, easy-access bath and shower designs installed in as little as 1 day. From walk-in and barrier-free showers to walk-in tubs with microban protection to prevent the growth of bacteria, mold, and mildew. Premium wall patterns like Canyon Rock, Sierra Sand, and more. Mad City Baths is Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. Call now during our summer spectacular sale. Get a new bath or shower for only $49.95. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And call during this program for a free $100 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Now offering flexible installation schedules and virtual online estimates. Throughout Madison and South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. Be sure to ask about Mad City's Do More discount. Get additional savings on new windows and kitchen upgrades. We're going to put a great product in your home, like our durable one-day bath and shower systems. See the before and after difference? We have thousands of satisfied customers.
I'd rate Mad City Baths 10 out of 10 because of how easy they were to work with, how professional their salespeople and their installers were, and then the quality of the finished product.
Be sure to take advantage of the savings during our summer spectacular sale. Get a new bath or shower for only $49.95. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And call during this program for a free $100 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Now offering virtual online estimates. Call 608-729-4466.
As the weather gets warmer, get outside and see all the beauty Wisconsin has to offer. And let Meineke get you there safely. Make an appointment and save $20 on any oil change package. Prices starting as low as $14.99. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues building and bringing stability to families through homeownership. As area families experience hardships, Habitat provides a pathway to financial security and independence. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
The grand reopening sales event is on now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 50% off appliances, including clearance items available immediately while they last. Plus 18-month special financing. Shop online or in-store at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Welcome back at 6:24 this Wednesday morning. Denise sharing her My Morning picture with us, guys. And check that out. It looks like something you'd see like a painting.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I
Kind of
love
the storm
that.
clouds in the foreground, but the sun in the background.
Yeah, we've had a lot of these pictures coming in lately. Thank you so much for sharing, Denise. What does your morning look like? Send us your pictures with the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we share them around this time every day. Well, guys, there's another new streaming platform in your app store this morning, and it doesn't have to add another monthly bill to your budget. Peacock is the new streaming service from NBC Universal. There are 3 different subscriptions you can get. There's Peacock Free with about 13,000 hours of content, but you will have some ads pop up. There's also a paid subscription with ads for about $5 or no ads for about $10. The paid accounts include about 20,000 hours worth of content, including some exclusive shows like the Saved by the Bell reboot. Some of the shows you'll find on there are Parks and Rec, Saturday Night Live, and movies like Jurassic Park and the Fast and Furious franchise.
You gonna download this?
Probably not.
I already have so many. It's a little overwhelming, but I mean, I guess more options.
I don't need another reason to park my seat in front of a TV. Get outside, folks.
What'd you say, 13,000 hours of content?
You could just like take it outside and watch too, but.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe not today. Not a good idea today. Don't take the TV outside today. We have clouds as well as some showers this morning. They'll become more widespread this afternoon.
Thanks, Addie. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin in 10 minutes with Plexiderm.
Oh my God, I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. And it works in 10 minutes. Plus, the results last up to 10 hours. And best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions. Nothing works like this.
We were away on vacation. If you go down to the islands, they always want to take you in a booth and put some stuff on you. And my husband said, boy, that stuff really works. And I said, I washed this off hours ago. This is Plexiderm. This is what works.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, oh, Dad, did you get a haircut? And I said, no, I tried this Plexiderm product out. Oh, you look so much younger. I said, oh, thank you.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing under-eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. The science is incredible, but the results are even better.
Yeah, this looks really good. All these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. It's like so full of myself.
I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Garver. Garver.
Gather. Ing. Gathering.
Garver.
Gathering.
Garv.
Garvering.
A socially responsible gathering where a maximum of 250
50 people enjoy thirst-quenching drinks, delicious food, and the arts in a safe, clean, and touchless outdoor environment. Let's go garvering. Visit thegarverfeedmill.com for dates and details starting June 11th. Brought to you by News 3 Now, Madison Magazine, and the Garver Feed Mill.
A plea to double down, what Governor Evers wants you to do to try to control the spread of the virus.
Showers and thunderstorms are going to return this afternoon and evening. All the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining us. We had some thunderstorms move through the viewing area overnight.
Did they wake you up?
I think I slept hard enough where I just right through them. I didn't.
We're so tired on this shift. Nothing wakes us up. Well, First Warn Weather Team, they were up. They were working through the night to track it. Miss Hattie McLean is back with us this morning, keeping an eye on them as they move out of the area. But Hads, we do have some more storms for today, right?
We certainly do later on today. Right now, things are relatively quiet. Here I've plotted severe weather reports from yesterday. Not many, just one wind gust report, 53 miles an hour out of Lone Rock. Otherwise, no other severe weather reported for southern Wisconsin. Now, it was a pretty heavy rain event, especially right along the Wisconsin River Valley through northern Iowa County into parts of Grant and Richland counties, right around Lone Rock. Radar estimating almost 2.5 inches of rain there. You can also see a heavier band running from Platteville down towards Monroe. Officially, a little bit less than an inch right around Madison. Now, this morning, we still have had a few thunderstorms moving. They're now well east of Madison, and they have weakened some. We're not seeing as many lightning strikes on the radar map right now. But if I zoom it out, you'll see some development across Iowa. There is a stalled front that's sitting right across southern Wisconsin that will be the focus for some more shower and thunderstorm development later on today. Now, as far as severe weather is concerned, the risk is relatively low. There's a marginal risk for south central and southeastern Wisconsin. I think our main threats would be heavy rain, so some downpours with these thunderstorms later today, as well as some cloud to ground lightning. Now, here's a look at where we start early this morning. Our temperatures are still in the 70s in many spots. We have 70 in Lone Rock this morning, 72 in Mineral Point, as well as here in Madison. In the Dells, a little cooler with 65. Dew points are high, though, in the upper 60s, close to 70, and that's where we'll stay all day today. So it is going to be a little cooler, but just as humid as it was yesterday. Your future track forecast model showing you things do in fact quiet down through the 8 and 9 o'clock hours. By lunchtime, though, some of that moisture begins to spread in from the south and west. Look for those showers and thunderstorms to increase in intensity this afternoon. Again, some pretty heavy rain is possible, especially east of Madison. The rain threat ends this evening as the sun sets tonight, as that front finally moves through the area. But we could add quite a bit of rain from Madison and points to the east. We could see some spots picking up well over an inch. Now, here's a look at your extended forecast. We'll dry things out tonight and set us up for sunshine tomorrow. It's still going to be humid, and it is going to heat up around here. By the weekend, we have alert days in the forecast for very hot and humid conditions.
Breaking news just into the alert center within the last few minutes. Crews in Columbia County are working to put out an active fire. The sheriff's department says they're busy responding and didn't have time to give too many details. All we know is that it started just before 6 this morning. We do have a crew headed in that direction as we speak, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn more.
Lines this morning, we are waiting on the DHS to release its latest coronavirus numbers after the state saw more than 900 confirmed cases once again yesterday. In the past week alone, DHS officials say the state has had more than 5,000 new cases. There are now more than 38,000 confirmed cases statewide. The DHS says the increase is because of community spread. It's not because of increased testing. Governor Evers is encouraging Wisconsinites to double down on efforts to slow the spread by doing the basics like wearing your mask, keeping your distance, limiting travel, and washing your hands.
Dane County officials say they've received about 140 complaints of people not following the mask mandate. More than 100 of those were directed at one area coffee shop. A picture of a sign at Hellbox in Middleton went viral this week. It says the shop was a mask-free zone. The customer who posted the picture online said his daughter was shamed for wearing a mask inside. Hellbox owner denies the sign was ever posted, though. Health officials say they're following up with the shop and are working to educate businesses so they're aware of the current requirements. Milwaukee will start enforcing its own mask mandate tomorrow. Mayor Tom Barrett has signed the ordinance after it was unanimously approved by the Common Council. The plan requires anyone over the age of 3 to wear face coverings in all public spaces, indoors and outdoors. It also requires businesses to make sure that customers are wearing those masks and refuse service to those who don't.
There are now more than 3.3 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the U.S., and a single county here has more cases than the entire country of Canada. Right now, Los Angeles County has more than 136,000 confirmed cases. In Canada, meanwhile, there have been just over 110,000 total. Because of the surge, the Los Angeles public school system plans to offer classes online when this fall semester starts next month. About 35 miles south, though, Orange County, California plans to bring its students back into the classroom, and it might not look really different at all than it did pre-pandemic. The County Board of Education there voted against following state coronavirus guidelines. They suggest schools not require face masks or enforce social distancing. The board says K through 12 kids represent the lowest risk group for COVID-19. However, not enough research has been done yet to determine how the virus spreads between kids. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends kids wear face masks and for desks to be spaced up to 6 feet apart.
Parents in Wisconsin are trying to prepare for anything ahead of the school year. One of the biggest areas of concern, though, for working parents is childcare. A new study shows 40% of child care centers expect they'll have to close if they don't get more support. 18% are still closed as they face staffing and financial troubles. Weeble World in Stoughton says they need more staff to do drop-offs and pickups outside the buildings. They also need more staff to do health screenings before kids come inside. There's also a need to find PPE for staff and their kids ages 5 and older.
Breaking overnight, a police officer is recovering this morning in the hospital after being shot during an arrest in Milwaukee. Police say officers responded to a shooting just after 10 last night. When they found the suspect and arrested him, officers tried to put him into a squad car. The suspect resisted and the officers tried to keep him inside the car. While this was happening, the officer was shot by a bullet from one of the other officers' guns. Police are now working this morning to figure out if the gun accidentally sent off that shot or if the suspect is responsible. That officer is expected to be okay. Also breaking overnight, police say a 5-year-old in Fond du Lac has died after being hit by a car. Officers say a driver hit the child just before 9 last night in a parking lot at Lakeside Park West. Paramedics started treating the kid at the scene while a Flight for Life helicopter was requested. The helicopter took the kid to St. Agnes Hospital where they later died. Police haven't said if the driver has been identified or if any arrests have been made yet.
6:37 right now. The lawyer representing George Floyd's family says he'll sue the city of Minneapolis. Ben Crump plans to make that official today. The civil lawsuit will seek damages against the 4 officers involved in Floyd's death. Floyd died on Memorial Day while Derek Chauvin, J. Alexander Kang, Thomas Lane, and Totau tried to arrest him outside of a convenience store. Chauvin is facing second-degree murder charges for kneeling on Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes.
New this morning, over 6 days of riots across the country in the wake of Floyd's death. At least 12 people were partially blinded after being hit by what police are calling less lethal weapons. 8 of those happened in one day on May 30th. Those are represented by the blue dots on this map from the Washington Post. 6 of the 8 were protesters. One was a photojournalist, another was a passerby. The weapons include beanbag rounds, pepper balls, and gas canisters. In Madison, a group of alders looking to ban our police department from using those weapons here. The department used some of those resources against protesters during demonstrations in both May and June. Interim Police Chief Vic Wall says the officers need those non-lethal options. In a blog post, he described an incident involving a man going through a mental health crisis as an example of when those weapons were used successfully. Alders have already removed money from the budget that would have allowed the department to buy non-lethal weapons for all of their squad cars.
Milwaukee's police chief says he wants the public to be part of the conversation about defunding the department. In an op-ed, Chief Alfonso Morales says there needs to be a real discussion about what defunding could look like. He says police cannot and should not be the first responders for all calls. He supports a laser-focused deep dive into reallocating resources and managing policing responsibilities, but does not support abandoning the concept of law enforcement. The city's Common Council unanimously approved a proposal to cut the department's budget by 10% in a model budget. That final budget will be voted on in the fall.
In an exclusive interview with CBS News, President Trump talked about Confederate flags, reopening schools, and race. When asked about George Floyd's death and police brutality, here's what the president had to say.
Let's talk about George Floyd. You said George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
What you heard the president say in that clip is not entirely true. While more white people are killed by police annually, black Americans are killed at a much higher rate. According to the Washington Post's database of police shootings since 2015, black Americans are killed by police nearly twice as often as white Americans. You can hear more from the exclusive interview that's coming up on CBS This Morning. Meanwhile, the president's daughter drawing some attention this morning for this tweet. It's a picture of Ivanka Trump holding a can of Goya beans. Trump is a senior White House official, and this apparent endorsement could get her into trouble. The Office of Government Ethics dictates that an employee can't use their public office to endorse a product, a service, or an enterprise. Goya has recently been criticized after the company's CEO praised President Trump last week. Some are now calling for a boycott of the company's products.
Today is the deadline to file your taxes this year, and even if you've already filed your taxes, tax experts say that it's never too early to start planning for next year. Here are some of the things to keep in mind. First, the standard deduction is going up. For single filers, it's going up $200 to a total of $12,400. For married couples filing jointly, it'll go up $400 to a total of $24,800. Now, a reminder on this year's taxes, if you owe money, you're still going to have to pay by today. If you don't have the money for it, you'll have to set up a payment plan with the government to pay that back by October 15th.
6:41, let's check in on your roads this Wednesday morning. We do have one crash to talk about across the area right now, and this is between Verona and Fitchburg along Maple Grove Drive. You can see this is right at Nesbitt Road. We aren't seeing too many delays because of that right now, but I'm sure once traffic picks up, we will see some slowdowns there. The rest of Madison right now looking pretty good. A few more slowdowns popping up along Park Street as you approach West Washington Avenue, and also some delays on Stoughton Road as you approach the Beltline from the south. There are your inbound drive times, moving at posted speeds. Let's take a live look outside this morning. We are waking up with quieter conditions versus last night. I'm sure a lot of you were woken up like us last night, and we do have more storms to talk about in that forecast. Hattie will have those details coming up when we come back.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
Get the refrigerator you've always wanted now at the Brothers Maine Big Deal Refrigerator Sale. You'll save big on every Amana, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Whirlpool. French doors, black stainless, and smart refrigerators all come with up to 18-month 0% financing. And you'll get our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. Hey, we make it easy to be confident in your new refrigerator. It's the Big Deal Refrigerator Sale with more selection, more savings, and more big confidence only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Medical bills, missed time at work, life-changing injuries, household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
There's time for adventure, there's people that treasure and moments that no one can hold. There's so much to see when you're wandering free on this little blue world we call home. We call home, the only one we've ever known.
Gobin Cars grand opening sale, beautiful Middleton. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
That's right. Buy 2017 Nissan Sentras and Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
Gobin Cars is selling 2018 Kia Fortes for only $89.95 or $149 per month.
Hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Gobin.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Madison's best-kept $150 secret, now open in Fitchburg.
They're the best-kept secrets of Madison's concerts on the square.
Hi, I'm Andrew Sewell, Music Director of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. Join us as we get closer to the musicians who make concerts on the square something special.
Wednesdays on Live at 4.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now.
So during the Safer at Home Challenge, we saw firsthand just how creative people can be as we continue to socially distance ourselves.
A nursing home in England making the most of their free time by recreating some pretty famous album covers.
Favorite story of the morning here.
Chris is a big fan, as is Josh. These are the final products going viral on Facebook this morning. What do you think, Josh? He doesn't have a comment. The Sidmar Lodge Care Home has been on lockdown since March 12th. So the home's activities director wanted to think outside of the box to keep morale high. He decided to do a photo shoot with covers from everybody from David Bowie to Adele and Taylor Swift. Some of them even requested to recreate certain albums they had a personal connection to.
So sorry I didn't respond. Our producer Ari was in my ear telling me that I should do a Justin Bieber cover.
Oh, that fits. That's fitting.
You know, I would need to bring back the longer hair though, so I could do the old JB hair flip from back in the day. I can't do that anymore.
You got the blonde though.
I do have the blonde going, yeah.
Looking quite sharp.
I do like some JB, but those are really, really creative. Like,
they are.
I like the Adele, the Taylor Swift. Really, all of them were really realistic, which is
hilarious.
Cool. Yeah.
Great idea and a way to pass the time, right?
Yeah, there you go. We need a lot of that. Well, we're past the time with some rainfall overnight. I know I was like looking at the clock a lot because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, which a lot of people probably didn't.
Yeah, the lightning and thunder may be keeping you up. We had quite the storm move through the Madison area, some heavy rain for a brief period. Now things are relatively quiet. Just a few light showers left across southern Wisconsin, so most areas waking up dry this morning. The probability of precipitation, though, ramps up again, especially for the afternoon and evening. Rain is likely with some heavy rain possible, lots of lightning and potentially some gusty winds. Our day planner temperatures take us into the mid to upper 70s today. Not as warm as it was yesterday thanks to the cloud cover, but it's still going to be just as humid across southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at what's coming up. Big time heat returning to the area in just a couple minutes. We'll talk more about just how hot it's going to get.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Well, stick around. I'm tracking late-breaking details on a house fire in Lodi coming up in the morning sprint.
But first, it's July 15th. Here's who's celebrating their 3rd birthday with News 3.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
We've got the power. It's deer season at the Power Centers of Madison. John Deere compact utility tractors have the power and versatility to tackle the biggest jobs on your list. Multiple attachments are available, extremely easy to operate, control, and finesse. Make home and garden work fun with John Deere mowers. Mow, mulch, and haul your way to a beautiful yard. Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
Joe Biden has never been president for some very good reasons.
And where did you place in that class?
One of them is still breathtaking years later.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Really, Joe?
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Joe Biden, unsuited then, unsuited now.
Restoration Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Update your bathroom and get 11% off everything right now at Menards. The Astute Vormax Tall Elongated Toilet from American Standard delivers a powerful jet of water to scrub the bowl clean. Just $230.51 after 11% off. This Magic Woods Element Stratton Vanity offers an on-trend gray finish paired with a stylish door and drawer profile, making it ideal for any decor. Only $231.39 after 11% off. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranties starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Ganser has the answer.
Welcome back at 6:50, time for the morning sprint.
We start with an update to breaking news just in within the last few minutes. Crews in Columbia County are responding to a fire in Lodi. The Sheriff's Department tells us it started just before 6 this morning. It's on County Road V in Lodi, right off of Lake Wisconsin. It's unclear what type of building is on fire or who is responding. We do have a crew on the way to the scene right now. We'll bring you updates throughout CBS this morning.
We're waiting on the DHS to release its latest coronavirus numbers this morning after the state saw more than 900 confirmed cases once again yesterday. In the past week alone, DHS officials say the state has had more than 5,000 new cases. There are now more than 38,000 confirmed cases statewide since the pandemic began. DHS says the increase is because of community spread, not because of increased testing capabilities.
Milwaukee will start enforcing its own mask mandate tomorrow. Mayor Tom Barrett has signed the ordinance after it was unanimously approved by City Council. The plan requires anyone over the age of 3 to wear face coverings in public spaces. It also requires businesses to make sure their customers are wearing masks and refuse service to those who don't.
Starting today, if you go into any Best Buy store, you'll have to wear a mask. The company's announcement comes after Costco and Starbucks made similar mandates.
Madison College will move its fall sports to the spring because of the coronavirus. All 8 of its sports teams are expected to practice this fall, though, to be prepared to play come spring. The National Junior College Athletic Association voted to move most of its sports championships to the spring.
UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank is responding to the Trump administration's decision to rescind its proposed international student policy change. In a statement, she says the swift and strong response from students, faculty, and staff and local government shows how important international students are to campuses in our country. The White House initially said international students would have to transfer or leave the country if their universities didn't offer in-person classes.
Breaking overnight, a woman is facing charges this morning after police say she tried to run people over with her car and fight people at the scene. It happened on Madison's east side along Darbo Drive off of East Washington Avenue before 10 last night. Police say Kimonique Armour used her car to hit another vehicle and drove onto a curb, almost hitting bystanders. This morning, she's facing 2 counts of recklessly endangering safety.
The Pentagon says the U.S. has withdrawn from 5 bases in Afghanistan and reduced the size of its forces. It's part of the agreement it made with the Taliban earlier this year. The announcement comes, though, after a deadly Taliban attack earlier this week. A car bomb and gun attack killed 11 Afghan intelligence workers and injured at least 60 civilians. The Defense Department reported earlier this month the Taliban still has links to the terrorist group Al-Qaeda.
Joe Biden introducing his plan for clean energy, reviving the economy, and environmental justice. If elected, he says he'll eliminate carbon pollution from power plants by 2035 and spend $2 trillion to jumpstart the clean energy economy. This would significantly reduce the country's reliance on fossil fuels.
Breaking overnight, a Kansas congressman is facing felony charges and a misdemeanor for election fraud. The Shawnee County District Attorney says Republican Representative Steve Watkins used a UPS store in Topeka for his home address. The Topeka Capital Journal reports he used it to register for a 2019 municipal election. Watkins is up for re-election in Kansas's 2nd congressional district. He says the charges are very suspicious, and he looks forward to clearing his name.
Today is the deadline to file your taxes. The deadline was extended, of course, because of the pandemic. The IRS recommends you file online because there's currently a major backlog of paper returns. You can also request an extension to October 15th, but still need to submit that form by the end of the day.
Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is waking up in the hospital this morning. She's there for treatment for a possible infection. She was admitted Monday night after having fever and chills. Doctors did a procedure yesterday to clean out a stent that was placed last August. She's expected to stay in the hospital for a few days to get antibiotic treatment.
Madison's Goodman Pool is set to reopen today. According to its website, the pool will be open each day for 3 two-hour sessions. Each session will be a paid separate entry. The 30-minute closures will allow time for staff to sanitize and clean the pool areas while helping to maintain capacity limits.
You will want to make sure you are watching your speed on the interstate this morning. The Wisconsin State Patrol will be picking back up their area enforcement today. It'll be along I-3990 in Dane County and on I-94 in Jefferson County tomorrow. Officers will be in the sky and on the ground to enforce those speed limits and traffic laws. Speaking of traffic, we do have a new crash into the traffic center this morning as we pull up the maps right now. This is in near Sun Prairie right here. You can see the US 151 entry ramp from Interstate I-39 northbound. This just in, we'll keep our eye throughout CBS this morning. The other crash here is along Maple Grove Drive at Nesbitt Road. No delays so far, but keep that in mind as you're heading out the door. That's your First Warn traffic.
And your First Warn weather starts with a look at the radar map across the upper Midwest. While things are relatively quiet here in southern Wisconsin, lots of shower and thunderstorm activity to our south and west. All of these showers and thunderstorms are developing along a stalled front that will be the focus for more development later on this afternoon. A relatively low risk for severe weather here in southern Wisconsin, but we could see some heavy rain and lots of cloud-to-ground lightning. Probability of precipitation gets pretty high through the afternoon and evening time frame, so expect some rain later on today. We have 2 alert days in the forecast then going forward on Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures will be in the 90s with heat index values getting into the triple digits both afternoons. Here's a look at that extended forecast. It's going to stay quite warm and humid around here right through the next 10 days.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a good day.